Your move!
What is going on, you guys? Bashtian here, and today I'm coming at you with my boy Ford. What you got for us today, Ford, big man?
This is again my Fluffal profile. I fell in love with this deck. I think I do have like the perfect ratios. I've beaten big decks during tournaments, including Virtual Worlds, constantly playing Virtual Worlds, and I actually can get over a lot of big boards. Once you understand how Yu-Gi-Oh works and chain blocking, this deck really, I think, is a good contender for rogue players, at least.
All right. I can attest to that, definitely. You destroyed me more than once.
And this is a going first deck, but of course Fluffals naturally can break boards going turn 2. It's always been its gimmick. But yeah, let's get into it. So first off, I play 3 Fluffal Dog. Obviously, this is the main searcher of the deck. If this card is normal special summon from the hand, I can search for a Fluffal monster or an Edge Imp Sabers. That effect is going to come up a lot. Next up, another 3 of. I play 3 Fluffal Penguin. I think this card is way too important to play at 2. And obviously 1 is not enough. So what this card does is, its first effect is not a hard once per turn, where I can special summon another Fluffal from my hand. I use that as many times as I get this monster onto the board. However, its second effect is a hard once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material, I get to draw 2 cards and discard 1, so it adds to that consistency. Also good for chain blocking. I decided to go with 3 Fluffal Bear. Usually I play 2 Bear and 2 Wings, but I'm playing 3 Bear and 2 Wings. Bear, discard a card. Well, discard itself, and you could set a toy vendor from the deck onto the field. It's not ashable. I decided to go for 3 because, against my better judgment, this card is just too important. Toy vendor is too good of a card, and I just need to increase consistency with this deck because you need to be consistent when you're going first. Fluffal Wings, of course, needs no introduction. The reason why I started playing this card during a Monarch era. If this card is in the graveyard and you have a face-up toy vendor, you get to banish this card and another Fluffal monster, draw a card, pop toy vendor to draw another card. I love that effect. So it's draw 2 cards and a search. One of the newer Fluffal cards, Fluffal Dolphin. If a toy vendor is in your graveyard, you can set that toy vendor from your graveyard and then send a Fluffal monster or an Edge Imp Sabers to the grave. So obviously you're sending Wings to get that draw 2 effect in, and it recycles toy vendor, which was Fluffal's biggest problem. Also, this card is great for chain blocking. If this card is used as fusion material, you get to put a polymerization from your graveyard back into your deck. Chain blocking is super important. It's how I get over a lot of big boards. So yeah, and I decided to play 2 rather than the 1 of, because I decided to play Bear, which increases toy vendor's chances of hitting the board. And Fluffal Dolphin and Penguin obviously makes Shark. I'll show you a little combo video at the end. One of Fluffal Cat uses fusion material, add a poly to my hand. It's just for chain blocking. Fluffal Owl, add a poly to my hand or it becomes a poly itself. And last, Fluffal Sheep. If I control a Fluffal monster, I can special summon it from my hand. That effect doesn't activate. Second effect is I can bounce a Fluffal monster I control, special summon an Edge Imp from my hand or graveyard. I'll show you a combo with it when this is over as well. On to the Edge Imps. I play 3 Chain. Of course I will. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, add a Frifer card. Extremely powerful. This card should never be played at less than 2. I do play 2 Scythe. Interruptions is key, right? If you are going second, Virtual Worlds, they're everywhere, man. Tri-Brigade, you need some type of negation to stop them, or some type of interruption. This card also protects one of your Fight for monsters as well.
So that lets you fuse
you
on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, during their main phase, so please don't cheat with that. You can't fuse during their battle phase or something. But yeah, you fuse with it and you make a Cruel Whale, which allows you to pop. If a Fight for a monster will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish this card instead. That's not an activated effect. For my last Edge Imp 1 Scythe, Plague Spreader effect. That's all it's really good for, unfortunately. And on 1 tech card, Artifact Scythe. I'll show you, there are many ways to use this card. There's a card in my extra deck called Artifact Dagda, which lets me set it from the deck. And with Cruel Whale, you have to pop one of your own cards. So if I have this card set and it's my opponent's turn, I use Crew Whale to pop the Scythe, pop one of their cards, special summon Scythe, locking your opponent out of the extra deck. I get a lot of free wins because my opponents literally don't see it coming. And I really don't blame them. No one's expecting Scythes in 2021. So, great card. Onto the spells. Best card of the deck, you're going to hear me say that a lot. Toy Vendor. If Toy Vendor sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it's sent there, including one of my other extra deck cards, which kind of abuses it. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it's sent there, you get to search for a Fluffal or Edge of Sabers. It's important for your combo pieces. This card, if you use a spell, you can actually take Toy Vendor from your graveyard and equip it on. Then you can negate a spell, and if you detach it to negate a spell, you get a search anyways. Really, really powerful. And Toy Vendor has another effect. We can discard a card from your hand, draw, reveal it. If it's a Fluffal monster, you can special summon any monster from your hand, not the monster you got. But if not, it goes to the graveyard, which is fine. But yeah, Toy Vendor, best card of the deck. 3 Poly. I don't think I need to explain Poly. It's a fusion deck. Best card of the deck, part 2. Patchwork. If you activate this card, you get to add a Poly and an Edge monster to your hand, so it's a 2-for-1. Best card of the deck.
Yeah, I know you're waiting for that one for a while.
Oh god, you have no idea. Third best card of the deck. Fight for Fusion. It's a Miracle Fusion for Fluffals. Banish to Fusion Summon. I played one Fight for Repair, one of the newer cards. You could use his first effect, but his second effect is why you play this card. You can banish it from your graveyard, special summon a Fluffal from your hand. I don't remember what the first effect does because it's irrelevant. I decided to bite the bullet and play 3 Foolish Burial of Goods. For the longest time, I was playing 2 of this card. If you guys don't know what it does, it's a hard once per turn. You could send a spell or trap to the graveyard, so obviously Toy Vendor or Fight for Repair. This card, yes, I started playing at 2 to increase consistency, but nowadays you can't break. And this card, it itself is a consistent card, even though it sucks drawing more than 1. It's just too powerful. It's a rota for the deck. I might go back on 2 later, but who knows. Onto the I have 2 more shits here. These 2 cards. Truth is, I was playing a 38 card deck for the longest time, and I needed cards to make it 40. So I was like, you know what, Monster Reborn. I decided to go for it because it is an extender at the end of the day. We need to bait stuff out. We need to really bait stuff out. And as rogue decks, it's hard to bait stuff out without really, going into our main plays. So since I have Monster Reborn here, it's a really good extender if one of your cards get negated. And Call by the Grave, I'm probably going to take this card out if I'm being honest with you. This card needs to come back at 3. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to get into it this video. Alright, onto the extra deck. This might be a little weird for Fluffal players, but you need to understand these ratios are here for a reason. First, 3 Crew Whale. Not 2, not 1. 3 is 100% needed. 2 to go into an XZs or to grind. Fluffal decks, they've always had an issue grinding. That's always been a problem. But I feel 3 of these is the way to go. 1, for Scythe, if you're going to Fusion Summon your opponent's turn, Fusion Summon on your own turn, and again, to go for an XZs. This card also pops, it's good interruption, it sends a Fight for card, so you can send Fight for Repair, so it's good for combos as well. So, yeah, I will always play this card at 3, and you should too. One of this, Kraken, it sends, and it can attack twice, and you can recycle it with Sabertooth, so it becomes a new monster, so you can continue to send cards. Sabertooth revives a Fight for Monster from the grave. MVPs, these 2. These cards used to be MVPs back in the day, and I think they are now. So Fight for Tiger pops for as many cards used as fusion materials. And you're going to chain block. Chain block, please, right? There's too much negations in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays for you to not be chain blocking or for you to not understand chain blocking. So the way I get over a lot of big boards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is if they have I'm going to use Virtual Worlds here. If they have a Crystal Wing and 2 other negates on the field that respond directly to a card, you chain block, right? You use Tiger, you use 3, you target their 3 monsters. and then you chain block with a cat or a penguin, and then they have to accept death, basically. And it's the greatest thing ever to watch them cry. I've done this many times at locals. And then you gotta finish them off with a wolf. I do play Verte, so this allows you to use 2 Pfeiffer fusions in 1 turn. A wolf attacks for as many fusion materials, so you're gonna wipe them up and then you're gonna attack them for game. Links, Appaloosa, Boral Sword, Verte, so you can use Pfeiffer Fusion twice. You can cut this if you want. I find it too important for grind sessions. Cross Sheet for combos, and Artifact Scythe, Dagda for the Scythe, and I'll show you a combo video a little bit. Vomit Chart for the Penguin and the Dolphin, totally awesome because, you know, it's totally awesome. I'm sorry. And this card, which names I never tried to pronounce, I call it Tree. So, Tree Beast.
It's not wrong. It's one of the 4 names.
Yes. It's too damn long. And that's my Fluffal deck profile. I can do a combo video real quick if you want.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
For sure.
Cool. So, this combo video is going to be with 2 cards that I play 3 of, so it's consistent. So, I'm going to play 1 dog and 1 chain. And 3 other cards. Who cares what they are, right? So we're just gonna put 1, 2, and 3. This is gonna be very quickly, but it's how to lock your opponent out with the artifact. Because I know some people's like, why are you playing Dagda? So first off, I'm just gonna put them in my hand. So first off, we're gonna normal summon dog. Dog's effect is going to add a Fluffal monster. We're gonna go ahead and add a Fluffal sheep. We're gonna special summon Fluffal sheep. Its effect, we're gonna bounce the dog, special summon chain. We're going to link these 2 off to go into the artifact Dagda. And then Chain's effect, we're going to search for a Pfeiffer Patchwork. It is right here. So again, we have 3 cards in hand still, and these 2 cards our opponent knows about. Do you want me to turn them upside down, or?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So I'm going to use a for Patchwork effect. This is going to trigger the effect of Dagda. So Dagda is going to set the artifact Scythe. And then Patchwork is going to resolve. We get a Polymerization and a Edge Imp.
So Dagda would be a chain link 2 to your Patchwork?
Yeah. So now we have Scythe. And we have Polymerization. And 2 other cards in hands. Now obviously you have 3 other cards to play with. 6 cards in hand, but we're going to end our turn here. Your opponent normal summons something, and then we're going to go for Scythe, activate effect. We're going to go for Whale. And then Whale's effect, we're going to pop the Scythe, pop whatever card that they summoned, or activate like a continuous effect. Go for Scythe, and your opponent can't use the extra deck for the rest of the turn. That is just one of the many plays Fluffals has. And then turn 2, we can just go in. For the huge boards, it does honestly depend on a little bit of luck. Depends on what you draw, depends on what you search. But that is a basic combo for Fluffal. So,
yeah. With that type of spot removal, great counter against Virtual World, Tri-Brigade, maybe even Sword Soul as well.
And also, you can use Crew Whale's effect on your opponent's turn to dump a Fight for Repair to the grave. So not only do you have 3 other cards in your hand if you decide to end there, you have a card in your hand that allows you to special summon any Fluffal monster from your hand. So you basically get 2 summons from your hand for the next turn. So, and then if you want, your opponent ends their turn, you go straight into Appaloosa to protect yourself from anything as you're about to go completely fucking off. And they have no extra deck board to stop you. So, fuck hand traps with the Appaloosa, and your opponent can't play. So,
just like that.
Just like that. Alright, that's basically it. I hope you guys give this deck a try. Please give 3 Crew Whales a try. Please give Scythe at 2 a try. I think 3 Scythe is too damn much. But yeah, this has been my...
Edge Imp Scythe.
Edge Imp Scythe, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. We got Artifacts and we got Edge Imps. I don't know why they were all called Scythes.
Just verify.
Well, Scythe summons Scythe. If you think about it, right?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's synergy.
Synergy.
Alright, bro. Thanks so much for coming on board. I know you've been slapping me up with this deck constantly for the past few weeks. You got any advice for anyone trying to pick up the Fluffal deck?
Pick up Fluffal deck, you just gotta learn pretty much generic advice for any deck you pick up. Learn your matchups, learn where to pop, and hope you don't get negated. That's it. Just don't get negated.
Words to live by. All right, thanks so much, Ford, for coming on board one more time. Guys, go ahead and leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe for more videos. Now go ahead and see y'all in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Later.